the eye fixation. So this is one of my favorites. I think it's one of the easiest to do. All right, so the eyes are a very interesting component. One of the things that we want to talk about when we're talking about eye fixation is to understand the overload mechanism. That when our mind gets overloaded, right, because your mind is like a cup, it can only take in so much information before it overflows. And again, think about trauma. When your mind overflows, it typically fight, flights, freeze, right? And so it will process it later. It just needs to survive. So, one of the things that we're doing with the eye fascination is stimulating a lot of information to be flooded in at once to fill the cup. And then we're going to give it the cue that it can come out. Now, we're not going to traumatize the mind. That is not what we're doing, but we are going to overstimulate it. And one of the things, the eye fascination is literally where you utilize your eyes to connect to a point outside of yourself on the wall or the ceiling. I typically like to say that if you're sitting, it's looking directly ahead and then up a little bit. And again, the reason that we want you to look up a little bit is you're already getting the eyes to look up, because when we go into the deeper theta states, the eyes roll up and inward. Um, so you're already getting the mind to sort of toggle into that space, influencing your hypnotic suggestibility. So again, you're going to find that space. So you're going to look directly ahead and go up about like 2-3 feet. If you're laying on your back, it's just finding that place above you. Again, it's not about what you're looking at. It's just creating a place outside of yourself where your mind can focus. We're putting our awareness somewhere. And what you're going to do is you're going to look at it and stare at it, play around with focusing in, focusing out, all of the things that you notice, picking different colors, picking shapes. If there's a fan going, like watching it going around and around and around, and giving yourself the cue of like, I'm tired. I want to close my eyes, but you're going to force yourself to keep them open. And then you're going to toggle the thought of like getting curious about what that blinking sensation feels like, right? You want to think about being tired, being sleepy, because you're already tapping into an association the mind has of sleep. And so as you're looking directly ahead, the eyes are getting tired. I'm sleepy. I'm tired. My eyes want to close. They do want to close because closing them would feel good, right? We're just simply staring and just staring and staring. Have you ever seen kids stare at a TV and when they watch, it's like hypnotic because they're so absorbed in it. And so you're giving your mind that cue. And then you're going to go ahead and give your eyes permission to close. You're going to let go of that stimulus. And you're going to notice the space behind your eyelids. Now, what you're doing when you do that is you're giving your mind permission to enjoy the relaxation of letting go of that micro stress to a calm, relaxing place. And then what you're going to do is you're going to actually have your eyes open again and stare at that spot. You're going to count from 5 down to 0 and close them, or just simply close them. Again, you're re-triggering yourself back to that spot, back to the stress, and then you're going to close them and go back to the relaxation. And your mind is going to want more relaxation. You're going to think about the eyes, sealing them shut, giving them permission to know that they are safe. And when you're in that safe place, that you can then, with the eyes closed, move into a progressive relaxation. You might notice with the eyes closed, them fluttering up and down. You're in a hypnotic state. Great. If you want to give yourself the suggestions, visualizing yourself on the throne, this would be the place to do it, or you can go even deeper, right? So it's really giving yourself permission to go, do I want to go deeper or do I feel good right here? Do I want to try going deeper? Again, it's a practice. You are practicing getting into the hypnotic state through self mechanisms. So that's the eye fascination. So I'm going to have everyone join me back here. Any questions about that? Again, we don't need to use counting. It's just a simple find that place to stare at. Keep your eyes locked on it. They're going to want to blink. They're going to want to, focus in or unfocus. They're going to want to close. Let them close when they're ready. And then as you keep going through that, notice how it feels to close them. Allow that relaxation, reopen them. You can open and close multiple times if you want, because what you're getting is an incremental depth each time to go a little bit more into the relaxed state. You are giving it the let me stress you out. Now let me give you the escape. Let me stress you out. Let me give you the escape. And the escape can begin to feel more and more comfortable. Like, I want that more and more. And then you're going to go into your next sequence of self hypnotizing yourself with a relaxation, or you can go into progressive relaxation, or you can provide yourself the suggestions.